Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the University of Cape Town's virtual Open Day. My name is Shose Kessi, and I am the Dean of the Faculty of Humanities. I'm just going to take a moment to share my screen with you. I have a presentation prepared. Okay, so the Faculty of Humanities offers many exciting opportunities should you decide to study with us. I can guarantee that the time that you will spend here in the humanities will be a life-changing intellectual experience. It's very disappointing that given the current circumstances, we can't meet in person on campus today. But of course, the COVID pandemic means that we can't see each other for some time yet. It's a very precarious time for everyone, and we must take every precaution to keep all of you safe and your families safe. A couple of years have been far from normal. Like this, in some memorable and richly rewarding experiences that I have no doubt. So given that we can't be together, I've tried what our faculty looks like in our presentation. So this is the BT building office. And following my Dr. Jessica Tiffin, who is the faculty student coordinator, she will give you more detail on the degree program, but also the question on my our faculty managers, Sashni Chetty and Debbie Shuter are here behind the scenes, and they're ready to answer any questions you have. So what you see here is the entrance to the main administrative building of the Humanities faculty. It's located in the BT building on Upper Campus. And so this is where all our central faculty administrations offices are housed, including the Student Engagement Office. The Faculty of Humanities is the largest faculty at UCT with over 7,000 undergraduate and postgraduate students. Our students are drawn from all over South Africa, the rest of Africa, and the rest of the world. The same goes for academic and administrative staff. So our faculty is very diverse. It's a diverse community. You learn to live and build relationships with people of different backgrounds, cultures, and nationalities. And I'm very proud to say that the humanities experience at UCT prepares students well for life as a global citizen who can coexist and engage with the world. The faculty comprises 16 departments, located in 3 main clusters: the arts, the social sciences, and the creative and performing arts. And our academic departments are the basic organizational units in the faculty, and most of your time at UCT will revolve around the departments where you take your courses. So what we offer students in the humanities faculty is a very flexible general degree program, either a Bachelor of Arts or Bachelor of Social Sciences, and all students have to graduate with a minimum of 2 majors, one which has to be a humanities major. So being a humanities student also allows you to take courses in other faculties. We offer 3-year and 4-year programs. The 4-year program, also referred to as the extended degree program, follows the same principles as the 3-year degree, but requires that students take a few additional foundation courses, and you also benefit from additional tutorial support. And then we also offer a range of named degrees in a variety of and fairly unpredictable environment at the moment. Our Student Engagement Office runs a mentorship program for new students, and we at university level there are the right and financial registering. So nearly all of our departments are housed on 3 UCT campuses: Upper Campus, where the majority of the humanities faculty is located, but we also have on Lower Campus the School of Dance and the College of Music, and also Hidden Campus, which is in the heart of Cape Town.
Right, morning everybody, and apologies for the inevitable technological issues that tend to crop up with these things. We have unfortunately lost the Dean, who seems to have a very poor internet connection. So our apologies about that. If you are having the same problem with me, if you're getting that intermittent thing that we were getting with Shose, please put a note into the Q&A and we will try and do something about it. So Shose is the Dean of the Faculty of Humanities, and she was giving you the general overview of the faculty and its structures and the sort of very broad options that we offer in terms of study and departments and potential career paths that you can follow. So what I'm going to try and do is to give you a slightly more detailed sense of the kinds of programs that we offer and the kinds of decisions that you might be facing as you apply, hopefully, for a place at UCT. And primarily what we need to say to you, apart from sorry about the technological glitches, is thank you for your interest in humanities and your interest in Open Day. And I hope that we will in future see you in our programs. So my name is Jessica. I am the coordinator of undergraduate affairs, which is a hell of a mouthful. It basically means I do a lot of curriculum advice and student support. And what I want to talk about relatively briefly is the structures of our degrees and the kinds of options that you have. So we have two main ways of studying in the Faculty of Humanities, two kinds of degrees that you could do. The one is what we call a structured program, which is a dedicated program where the choices that you make, the courses that you choose are pretty much preset for you. So you don't have a lot of decisions to make. You arrive, you get told which courses to do. You have a few choices you could make in terms of electives and things like that, but you have a specialized program that is chosen for you. It's a much easier way to study in a lot of ways. It's actually the minority of programs in our faculty. The bulk of our students, probably about 4,000 of the 7,000, are in what we call the general degrees, which is the General Bachelor of Arts, Bachelor of Social Science, which is a very flexible structure where rather than having a prescribed set of courses that you have to do, you are instead given a formula, the number of courses you must do, the particular rules they must follow, and within that you choose your own courses. So where a structured program is a specialized program, a general degree program is built around majors. You choose 2 or more majors for yourself, and subject to things like entrance requirements and timetable clashes, you have a huge amount of choice in what you can do. So examples of these structured programs tend to be the professional programs. So the performing and creative arts degrees, things like fine art, theatre and performance, music, would be in structured programs. There are also some upper campus structured programs that do very similar courses to the general degree students, but have a more professional focus. So that would be things like your Bachelor of Social Work, which does many of the same sociology and psychology courses that general degree students do, but that has a professional focus. Bachelor of Arts in Film and Media Production, Bachelor of Social Science and Politics, Philosophy and Economics. So those are examples of structured programs. But as I say, the other option is the general degrees, which are much more open and flexible. So applying for a program, you need to bear in mind the entrance requirements of each different program. They all vary. It's a very large faculty, a very large number of options, and very different sort of requirements depending on what kind of program that you're doing. So General Bachelor of Arts or Bachelor of Social Science, we accept you for the degree based on your matric points, which is competitive. But some majors within that degree may have additional entrance requirements. So if we accept you for the BA or the BSocSci, there is no guarantee that you are eligible for all the possible subjects you could do within that degree structure. Performing in creative arts, you would have a practical requirement as well as a matric points requirement, so an auditional portfolio. in film and media production you don't apply for, don't worry about it now. That you move into in your second year of study, and you would apply as though you're doing a general Bachelor of Arts majoring in film or media for your first year. Anything with economics in it requires maths. Bachelor of Social Work doesn't have additional entrance requirements. So lots of different entrance requirements depending on what you want to do. The general degrees are, as I say, very open. Bachelor of Arts and Bachelor of Social Science are the same degree. You move between them depending on what your majors are. You can mix arts and science majors within them. And you can also do the general degree either through the mainstream 3-year program or through a extended 4-year program, which basically you don't apply for. You are offered a place in that if your matric points are slightly too low for the mainstream general degree. But if you seem to have potential, we might give you a place in the extended program, which gives you a lighter load, a little bit more support courses, and 4 years to do the whole thing instead of 3 years, which tends to give students who've come out of a disadvantaged schooling background a sort of a better chance at it. I am seeing notes that say my slides are not being shared. Sorry, let me try that again. Right, so we have the mysteries of Teams, which are telling me that my slides are being shown, but are not in fact showing my slides. Okay, I'm afraid we're going to have to do this without the slides because we are running very short on time. So yes, the general degrees, as I say, are the most flexible ones, the flexible options. We have the Bachelor of Arts, Bachelor of Social Science, 2 separate degrees that are actually exactly the same structurally, and you can always mix arts and social science subjects. So the reason we have 2 separate subjects, 2 separate degrees, is because we used to have a Faculty of Arts and a Faculty of Social Science, and we amalgamated, but we've kept the 2 degrees within them, despite the fact that the rules are the same. So arts subjects would be things like literature, film and media, music, those kinds of things, whereas social science are your psychology, your sociology, that sort of thing. And you can cheerfully mix and match them in the whichever degree that you're doing, whichever major you've chosen gives you the flavor of the degree. So the primary tip that I can give you in this is to say, if you're going to apply for a general degree, don't apply for Bachelor of Arts and Bachelor in Social Science as your 2 options, because they are the same degree. If we accept you for one, you can automatically move into the other, so there's no point in putting them as your 2 options. And it doesn't matter which one you put down. If you put down BA, you're accepted for BA, and you arrive and you decide you want to do social science subject, we'll just move you into the BSOC side. We have access within the humanities general degrees to a number of other faculties courses. So you can, for example, do something like a law major or majors in environmental geographical science, maths, that kind of thing. But the thing to remember about non-humanities courses is that a fair number of them have additional entrance requirements. So you can do almost any of the majors that the science faculty offers, for example. But in order to do that, you will need good matric mathematics. Or in some of the science subjects, you will also need things like chemistry or life sciences, depending on what you want to do. So you would need, if you're interested in those, to check the entrance requirements in the Science Faculty Handbook, which is available from the Humanities website. So yes, remember that if you're applying for the general degree, we accept you for the degree, not for the majors, and that putting down the major that you're interested in on your application doesn't necessarily mean that you will be accepted for that particular major. So the other thing to stress particularly is that this is a very large faculty. It has a very large number of courses. It has a very large number of options, both in terms of programs that you can do and in terms of the options that you have within those programs. And it is probably, for you listening to this at the moment, sounding absolutely horrendously bewildering and confusing and, oh goodness, how are you ever going to choose? And please don't panic about this. The important thing to remember is that we do give you a lot of training in the orientation program in terms of how your program works, how to choose courses within it, particularly in the general degrees, which are the really flexible ones. We have curriculum advisors at orientation. We have curriculum advisors at registration, and you have access to curriculum advisors throughout your undergraduate career. They're available in, at specific times during the semester. So you are trained in how these programs work. You are trained in the choices that you need to make, and you have access to people who know the programs well and can assist you in making those choices. You also have, particularly within the general degrees, a reasonable chance to change your mind. So you can drop and add courses in the first week of term, for example. If you spend a couple of lectures in a course and you hate it, you can always change your mind, do something else instead. To a certain extent, it's also possible to move between programs. I've spent quite a lot of the first few weeks of term changing students from one program to another because they've changed their minds. And that again depends on eligibility entrance requirements. But to a certain extent, it is often possible to make these changes. Okay. The other thing that students often ask questions about is specific majors that have entrance requirements. So I've gone through some of those already. If you're interested in studying economics, we do offer it as a social science major, but you need maths at NSC 5 in order to start economics. And if you don't have that, you would need to do catch-up maths in your first year, start economics in your second year, and your degree will take 4 years, regardless of whether you're in the 3 or 4 year degree, because economics is a 3-year major, and you have to do that first year of maths. Psychology also requires maths, but fortunately, if you don't have mathematics at matric, you need a 50% pass. If you've got maths lit instead, or if you failed maths, you can do 2 courses at the same time as your psychology. So that's not a problem. You can always do psychology in your first year if that's what you're interested in. A lot of students are interested in the law major. The law major is only started in your second year of study if you're in the 3-year degree, or in your 3rd year of study if you're in the 4-year degree. It's a 2-year major, so you do it in the last 2 years of your degree, whether a 3 or 4-year degree. And you only get into it if you make the requirement of a 65% average across a full course load over either 1 or 2 years, depending on which program you're in. So once again, you can put down law when you apply as something that interests you, but you cannot guarantee that you will get into it. It will depend on your performance in your first year of study. And as I say, science majors, if you're interested in something like applied biology or genetics or any of those other fancy science majors, those are technical majors. You will have to not only have the maths requirement and probably life sciences or chemistry or physics at matric, but you will also need to do co-requisites in your first year. That is, courses in pure maths, pure stats, pure chemistry, concurrently with those science majors in your first year. Okay. So questions about psychology and social work. I don't think social work is presenting in this program today, I'm afraid, but I would recommend that you go onto the Humanities website and have a look at social development department's link, and that will give you some idea of how the social work program works. Somebody asks if accommodation at UCT is based on the faculty location or not. Not really, although to a certain extent there are a couple of reses that are closer to things like health sciences or Hidding that may have some specialized spaces for particular students. Okay. I usually in these things get lots of questions about law and economics. So I think the thing that I need to stress particularly, this is a very large faculty. It has a lot of choices, and it has, particularly if you're in the general degree programs, a great deal of opportunity to do what you may not be able to do in something like a commerce or an engineering program, which is a professional training program right out of the gate. What humanities has space for, particularly in the general degrees, is for you to find out what it is that you want to do. It's very common for students coming out of their matric and starting university to not actually have a very clear sense of what career they want to follow or what direction they want to take. And the enormous advantage of the humanities over something like engineering or science even, or commerce, is that it offers a very, very broad range of subjects with the possibility for you to try out what things seem interesting to you, and to see both what you really enjoy doing and what you are good at doing. Unlike almost any other program in this university, humanities offers you space to discover what you're good at and what makes you happy, what will give you a career that will be rewarding and fulfilling and suitable to your aptitudes. So although in many ways the stereotype of a humanities degree is that it doesn't give you a good marketable degree, that's actually not true. Our graduates go out into the world and find jobs almost as easily as any other faculty. What they will have that another faculty will not give them, particularly if they've come out of the humanities general degree, is flexibility. So our courses give you enormous quantities of very flexible, adaptable, basic skills. You learn to read, to write, to analyze, to structure your thoughts, to be aware of the world around you and its social and kind of cultural underpinnings in a way that you can adapt and build on in almost any career that you would put your mind to. And that will make you, in this very difficult world that we live in and its very difficult job market, able to choose not just what you start out doing for a career, but how you might want to change your mind midstream, which is becoming increasingly common. Very few people these days stay in the same career for their entire life. But coming out of the humanities degree, this breadth, this flexibility, this kind of wide exposure to skills and insights is enormously powerful in terms of preparing you for the world out there, and to be quick on your feet, to be adaptable, to be able to pick up the skills that you need in a particular career based on the very, very good basis that you have in the skills that we teach in this faculty. So I very much hope that we will see a lot of you applying for our programs, that you will find what we offer interesting and exciting, and that we will see you in better times when we are not all isolated and doing this remotely and fighting the technology, that we will see you on our very beautiful campus and doing our courses. Thank you.